What's going on today, everybody? We are at Bass Pro today, as you guys can tell, and right here we're in the fishing section getting ready to put on a seminar, and just going to talk about a couple things. I actually did one yesterday, talked about a wacky worm. Today I'm going to try to talk about swim baits, coal shads, that types of deals. And stay tuned, guys, because I'll have that video here. But we also get to fulfill a lifelong dream, and that's to actually cast a lure in the Bass Pro fish tank, guys. So make sure you guys follow along, stay to the end to see that. It's going to be a grand old time. Have fun doing a seminar. All right, guys, so we're here, right here at the Bass Pro tank. We got Jack and Braxton up here rigging up for their seminar. We got Grady and Gavin right here doing these little flipping boards here, and just trying to, what we're do is in between seminars, we're out here just making sure kids have some fun time. We can come up here, ask some questions. They get a hat if they make it, and flip it into one of these holes on this little board. But super fun time right now. I'm just waiting around for our seminar. Our seminar is about 10-15 minutes, so stay tuned, guys. It'll be fun. All these guys are talking about boring stuff. I'm going to talk about cool stuff, and that is swim baits. Okay. First things first about swim baits is they don't all have to be this big. Everyone thinks like, oh, they catch a big fish. You know, I got to throw a big swim bait. You can actually catch a smaller fish on a big swim bait. It happens all the time. I've thrown this around a handful of times, and normally it's a 2-pounder you catch. Have a lot of times that you'll catch a big one, but most of the time it's not that 6, 8, 10 pounder that everyone always talks about. It's a very good bait. Like I said, this is the exact same thing as this, but instead of it being an 8-inch, it's a 6-inch. And so maybe if you're a little bit more pressured water, something like that, you can throw this little 6-inch. A rule of thumb for me is if I don't know what color to throw, I'm always going to throw white. Most of the time, white mimics the shad the best. They don't also have to come in a pre-made package with hooks and everything. These are just as good. You can put them on a head just like this and fish it about kind of like his little live scope rig, or you can throw it on an A-rig. Either one, they all work perfectly good. But all of these would mimic a shad. Now, for this time of year, they're starting to get on beds, they're starting to make beds and all that. Does anybody know what the #1 threat to a bass bed is in their eggs? Anybody? What is it? Okay, predators. So that's a good answer. So it's bluegill, right? So maybe for this time of year, you want to throw one of these gillies or a dark sleep or something that mimics a bluegill, because that's what they're going to see all the time in their bed. They're going to know that's what's coming to eat their eggs, and they're going to want to get it out of there, right? So like I said, these right here, you can have a hook in them. They don't come pre-made, but this one does come pre-made, and you can fish one of these in super rocky banks, a lot of weeds, things like that, because this little fin hides the hook up in there really well. I actually have one of these coal shads tied on right here, and as you can see, it has a whole bunch of action in that tail. The hook is in it, but I got them all bent over. But in this bait in here, there's little chambers that you can weigh your swim bait. You want to put it in the front or the back, so that way if maybe you're fishing 40 to 50 feet water, that thing will get down there where you need it to be. Does anybody want to see it real quick? Anybody? So, like I said, as you guys can see, that tail has a lot of those rivets in there, and it really kicks hard. It makes a lot of vibration coming through the water, so those fish know where it's at, how fast it's going, all that. I'll get up here and show you guys, but you'll see pretty quick how fast these fish will be able to see this thing coming in the water. So first things first is a lot of times when you throw this thing, this hook will come out just like this, okay? And there's actually a little spot on the belly that you hook it, and where it's right, this hooks right in there so it doesn't fall out. And what that'll do is maybe if you miss one, something like that, you can always put that back in the belly so that way it stays pretty weedless. It doesn't get hung up near as easy. So as you guys can see, it just falls down real easy. And when you swim it, it's got a lot of that kicking action. So throw it out here. Let it sink down a little bit and just start slowly reeling it. Slowly reeling it. If you want to get it deeper, let it sink down deeper. That's all you have to do. Let it go, let it slowly fish it. If maybe these fish are a little bit pressured and you want to see a little bit different, you can pop it kind of like that. Just doesn't have to be consistent reels like that. And see, so my hook came out, so I can just easily put it back right here, and it'll go right on there. Super simple, super easy. I can do it just like that. A lot of these times is I'm trying to fish this around beds. Maybe if I'm on a deep flat, something like that, I'll let it sink down here, kind of towards the bottom, and I'll just start slowly reeling it. Super slow reel, because you don't have to reel it fast, because then that'll mess up you do that, it'll make your swim bait roll and turn, and you don't want to do that because then you get a non-natural presentation of your bait. But just like I'm saying, the key is to fish it slow, have a spot where you're trying to get to, if that's on a bed, something like that. That's going to be your best bet to fish it, and you're just going to slowly reel it back. If you want to, you can just pop it, like I said earlier, and you'll get bites doing that just as well if you're reeling it. But that's it for mine. I hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, guys, we just got done with our first seminar, and super fun time. Had a lot of people show up, ask a whole bunch of questions, got to answer all those. Give a couple guys some free hats, so that's really nice. Here in about another 20 to 30 minutes, we're gonna have another seminar, and we're gonna do that one more time today, and then we'll be done. So stay tuned, guys. I'll have a video for that seminar too. It's gonna be fun.
Some swim baits today, and just mainly I'm gonna start off here with this cold shad. If you guys want to look at it, it does have a hook on it, but that hook's all bent up just so you don't catch anything later. But it has a lot of these rivets on it, and as you guys can see just from shaking it, how good of action it has coming through the water. But one of the main things for swim baits is a lot of people think you gotta have a big one like this, and that's simply not the case. They make all different sizes. These are the same type of swim bait, they're obviously just different sizes. Then everyone also thinks that the only thing you're going to catch on a big one like this is a big fish. That's simply just not true. I can't tell you how many times you'll have stories people fishing one of these and they catch just an everyday 2-pounder. It's just a big one does catch big fish, but that's not the only thing you're going to catch on it. If you're not a big fan of something like this, it's already pre-made for you. You can go to something like this, and all this is just a little swim bait. It's just a normal plastic. You can throw it on a head, something like this, and you can fish it just with this head and one of these, or you can throw it on an A-rig, something like that. It's got 4 or 5 other different paddle tails. All of these I like to pick are white, and they just mimic the shad the best where I like to fish. But for this time of year, we got bass starting to get up shallow, starting to make beds. Does anybody know the #1 threat to a bass bed? So it's a bluegill. So you can use some of these gillies from Berkeley or something like this dark sleeper, something that looks exactly like a bluegill. Throw it in there, and all you're gonna do is mimic that bluegill that's trying to eat their eggs out of that bed. That fish will get really mad. That fish will want to get that out of their bed. I'll run up here and show you guys just a couple things on this just real quick. So one of the main deals that I think is most important with this is you don't have to fish it super fast. What I mean by that is you can let it sink down and you can reel it super slow. You can reel it super slow. And what that's going to do is that's going to slowly make that tail kick, draw those bass in, so you guys can see those bass coming up right here wanting to eat it. And for sometimes you'll miss a fish and this little hook will come off the belly. I'll get it real quick. It'll come off just like this. And it'll hang there. And you don't want that thing to hang there. This comes with a little bait keeper. Throw right there and it stays right there on the belly. So that way you drag it through cover like this. Won't get hung up in that cover near the easy. But I'm just going to let it sink down there. Like I said earlier, we're going to fish it really slow. See, I barely started moving it, and it already coming back to me. So that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to reel constantly. You can pop
All right, everybody, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. But as you guys saw, I have a lifelong dream completed. We got to throw a lure in the Bass Pro Pond. Had a really big one eat it during that second seminar there and got really excited. But obviously, you know, you're not going to be able to hook those. Bent all the hooks back on that coal shad. But great experience, great seminars. Loved answering all those questions. Had a great time with all my buddies on the fishing team there. Great time with everyone showing up for Bass Pro. It was a super great experience. Maybe I hope they get to do it again sometime. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Follow Protein Seeker for more. See you later.